Hold on a second. Are we really having this conversation? Are we seriously debating whether De'Von Achane, a third-round pick who's only in his third season, is already one of the greatest draft picks in Miami Dolphins history? Because according to a report published just 21 hours ago by Alain Poupart of Sports Illustrated, that's exactly where we are. And you know what? I'm all in on this take. De'Von Achane isn't just having a good season. He cemented himself as a generational talent, and potentially the best draft pick of the entire Chris Grier era. Let me lay out the facts for you, because the numbers don't lie. Through 11 weeks of the 2025 season, De'Von Achane has racked up 1,290 yards from scrimmage. That puts him fourth in the entire NFL, trailing only Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, and Bijan Robinson. Think about that for a second. Achane was the sixth running back selected in the 2023 draft. He went in the third round. And yet, he's producing at a level that puts him in the same conversation as first-round talents like Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's not just exceeding expectations. That's obliterating them. And it's not just about volume stats. Achane is carrying this Miami offense on his back. He just put together back-to-back 100-yard performances against Buffalo and Washington, something no Dolphins running back had done since Kenyon Drake in 2017. Actually, the last time a Dolphins running back did that before Drake, it was Achane himself in 2023. This kid is rewriting the record books in real time, and he's doing it while playing on a team that's struggling to stay relevant. Imagine what he could do on a legitimate contender. Now, let's talk about the historical comparison, because this is where it gets really interesting. Alain Poupart makes a bold claim in his article. Achane is already the best third-round pick the Dolphins have made since Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor, a Hall of Famer, a Defensive Player of the Year, one of the greatest pass rushers in NFL history. And we're putting a running back who's only in his third season in that same conversation? That's how special Achane has been. The article lays out the competition, and it's a murderer's row of Dolphins legends. You've got Jason Taylor from 1997, the gold standard. You've got Dick Anderson, the 1973 Defensive Player of the Year. You've got Mercury Morris and Nat Moore, both iconic names in franchise history. And then you've got more recent picks like Jerome Baker and Olivier Vernon. And here's the thing, Achane has already surpassed the modern guys. Baker and Vernon were solid players, but they were never elite. Achane is elite right now. The only question is whether he can sustain this level of play long enough to challenge the all-time greats like Taylor and Anderson. And honestly, if he keeps playing like this, he's going to do exactly that. Let me put this in perspective. Achane was a third-round pick. Third-rounders are supposed to be rotational players, special teamers, guys who maybe develop into starters if you're lucky. They're not supposed to be top 5 players at their position in the entire league. They're not supposed to be MVP candidates for their team. They're not supposed to be carrying an offense. But that's exactly what Achane is doing. He's defying every expectation, every projection, every scouting report that said he was too small or too injury-prone to be a bell cow back. He's proving all the doubters wrong, and he's doing it in spectacular fashion. And here's what really gets me. Achane is doing this on a bad team. The Dolphins are 2-7. The offense is a mess. Tua Tagovailoa has been inconsistent at best. The offensive line can't block. And yet, Achane is still putting up elite numbers. He's still making plays. He's still carrying this team on his back week after week. That tells you everything you need to know about his talent and his toughness. This is a guy who's padding stats in garbage time. This is a guy who's a focal point of the offense, who's getting every defense's best shot, and who's still dominating. Now, let's talk about Chris Grier, because this is where the article makes a really important point. Dolphins fans have never been shy about criticizing Grier. He's made some questionable moves. He's whiffed on some draft picks. He's made some bad trades. But in the interest of fairness, he absolutely deserves credit for selecting De'Von Achane. This was a home run. This was finding a diamond in the rough. This was identifying a player who everyone else undervalued and turning him into a franchise cornerstone. The article mentions that the only other pick from the Greer era that might rival Achane is Xavier Howard, a second-rounder from 2016. Howard was a great player, multiple Pro Bowls, one of the best cornerbacks in the league for several years. But here's the difference. Howard took time to develop. He didn't become elite until a few years into his career. Achane has been elite from day one. He made an immediate impact as a rookie, and he's only gotten better. That's the mark of a truly special player. Let me also address the elephant in the room. Can Achane sustain this level of play? Because that's the only thing standing between him and all-time great status. Running backs have short shelf lives in the NFL. They take a beating. They break down. And Achane size 5'9", 188 pounds makes some people worry about his durability. But you know what? He's proven those concerns wrong so far. He's played in the vast majority of games since he was drafted. He's handled a heavy workload, and he's shown no signs of slowing down. If he can keep this up for another 5 or 6 years, we're going to be talking about him as one of the greatest running backs in Dolphins history, period. Here's my final take, and I want to be absolutely clear about this. De'Von Achane is not just a good player. He's not just a solid draft pick. He's a generational talent who is already in the conversation for the best third-round pick in Miami Dolphins history. The numbers back it up. The eye test backs it up. The historical comparisons back it up. This is a player who is carrying offense on a bad team and still producing at an elite level. This is a player who was the 6th running back taken in his draft class and is now outperforming first-rounders. This is a player who, if he stays healthy and continues on this trajectory, will be remembered as one of the greatest steals in NFL draft history. And for Chris Grier, who's taken a lot of heat over the years, this is his legacy pick. This is the move that people will remember. Yes, he's made mistakes. Yes, there are questions about his overall body of work. But finding De'Von Achane in the 3rd round, that's the kind of move that defines a general manager's career. That's the kind of move that wins championships if you can build the right pieces around it. And that's why, even in the middle of a lost season, Dolphins fans should be excited about the future. Because they have a 24-year-old running back who's already one of the best players in the league, and who's only going to get better. But that's my take. Do you think De'Von Achane is already one of the greatest 3rd-round picks in Dolphins history? Or is it too early to make that call? Can he sustain this level of play and challenge the all-time greats like Jason Taylor? And does Chris Grier deserve credit for this pick, or was it just luck? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the players who are defining this franchise, smash that subscribe button, and let's keep this conversation going.